Well, we start off today with a letter to Sierra Wave Media, and this was penned by Philip Anaya Bishop. This is concerning the key votes made by the Inyo County Board of Supervisors at the meeting on Tuesday. The letter states, "Dear Sierra Wave, yesterday the Inyo County Board of Supervisors voted 4-0 with one abstention, Mark Tillemans, to not reduce the irrigation water for the ranchers of the Owens Valley. The Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, in its request to reduce water to ranchers by 10%, valley-wide and 20% in Laws and Independence, will now be required by the water agreement to provide the full allotment of water to the leaseholders." Philip Anaya continues, "There will be shortages, however, for those ranchers who rely on surface water from streams and creeks in this second drought year." The DWP, to its credit, made their request to the Inyo County per the requirements of the water agreement, and the Inyo Board of Supervisors have now voted to accept the recommendation of its water department to not reduce ranchers' water. Now, the water agreement has not been adhered to in many instances since its adoption, writes Anaya. It is not the perfect solution for the future of the Owens Valley and DWP, but yesterday the work of many people who crafted the agreement saved the water in the Owens Valley for the ranchers. Anaya continues, "Those are big shoulders to stand upon these days, and our Board of Supervisors are standing tall upon those shoulders today. There are no promises for the future of water in the Owens Valley, but today the future looks a little more promising." Signed, Philip Anaya Bishop. Well, the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power is trying to set an example on saving water, doing that at its Bishop office. Now, according to a press release from the DWP, that states that the Inyo Mono Master Gardener Program and the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power are partnering to implement a series of xeriscape garden beds at the LA DWP Administrative Office on Mandich Street in Bishop. Now, over the next few months, the Master Gardeners in LA DWP will transform the landscaping around the building from water-intensive lawn and hedges to attractive and water-saving gardens featuring native drought-tolerant species. Quote, "The partnership will serve as an example of cooperative efforts to protect the Owens Valley resources and give the local community a selection of water-wise landscape options for their own community properties." This is from Inyo and Mono County's Farmer Advisor Dustin Blakely in a letter to the DWP. The Master Gardeners will serve in an advisory role, researching and designing the garden beds, selecting species and planting locations, and presenting the design to the LA DWP for approval. End quote. Now, said Jim Yanada, Aqueduct Manager for the LA DWP, he said, quote, "We are very excited to be partnering with the local Master Gardeners to redo the landscaping around our Bishop office building that reflects the LA DWP's emphasis of the wise use of water in the Owens Valley as well as in Los Angeles. We look forward to receiving and approving their plans so our employees can begin working on the new landscaping that will become a water-conserving showpiece for the area," end quote. Now, the Master Gardeners will use science-based information to develop the garden. LA DWP staff will provide and plant all the trees, shrubs, and plants called for in the plan. LA DWP staff will adapt the existing irrigation system as well as plant and maintain the new landscaping. Master Gardener and LA DWP employee Bobby Streifler will serve as the project chair and secure the assistance of other Master Gardeners to help. It's a good story there. We like that one. Well, the town of Mammoth Lakes will be holding its annual Town Cleanup Day this Saturday, May 18th. Now, there will be a free lunch at 1 p.m. That's at Mammoth Creek Park. You might want to take some pride in your neighborhood and volunteer to clean up the town of Mammoth Lakes. You can drop off your trash, recycling, and green waste at the town cleanup stations located throughout the town. Those are at Mammoth Creek Park, Mammoth Disposal Station, Sierra Valley Sites 1, the Knowles Community Center, Canyon Lodge, and the Mammoth High School parking lot. If you would like to get some more information, anything to do with the Mammoth Town Cleanup coming up this Saturday, you can contact the town at 760-934-8989 at extension 244. Well, we're getting information from a press release from Inyo County that on April 27th, the Inyo County Sheriff's Department, Inyo Narcotics Enforcement Team, that's INET, and the Drug Enforcement Administration gave Inyo County residents their first ever opportunity to prevent pill abuse and theft by ridding their homes of potentially dangerous, expired, unused, and unwanted prescription drugs. And Inyo County residents jumped at the chance. Almost 86 pounds of drugs were turned in. At the Bishop location alone, 55 people came by to discard the drugs that were languishing in their medicine cabinets. Now, medicines that hang out in the home cabinets are highly vulnerable to redirection, misuse, and abuse. Rates of prescription drug abuse in the U.S. are alarmingly high, according to the press release, as are the number of accidental poisonings and overdoses due to these drugs. Now, studies show a majority of abused prescription drugs are obtained from family and friends, including from the home medicine cabinet. Now, in addition, Americans are now advised that their usual methods for disposing of unused medicines, flushing them down the toilet or throwing them in the trash, both pose potential safety and health hazards. Now, unanimously, members of the communities of Inyo County that took advantage of the Take Back Day were thrilled that this opportunity was available. One gentleman said, "The doctor gives me one drug, and if it doesn't work, he prescribes another. Great for my illness, but then what do you do with the leftover drugs?" Well, some federal guidelines for disposal of unwanted medication. Take your prescription drugs out of the original container, mix them with an undesirable substance such as cat litter or coffee grounds, put the mixture into a disposable container with a lid, and then conceal or remove any personal information. And then place the sealed container with the mixture and the empty drug containers in the trash. And we want to thank Inyo County's Karen Kahn for that information and for her continuing efforts of healthier, safer living in the Eastern Sierra. We'll be back with more news.